here in this giant 8,000-seater sports complex, the Ahoy, now the traditional home of European superstars, those two British challengers are Brian Jacks, the hard man of Olympic judo, and Lynn Davis, the Tokyo Olympic long jump gold medalist. Well, they're the men, of course, who became champion and runners-up and our own British superstars back home. And now they're here with the best of the Europeans to take on and challenge that superstar title holder, the Dutch hockey player, Thijs Kruijsen. Well, there are 7 challengers in all, and they come from the sports of athletics, motorcycling, cycling, show jumping, and for the first time, karate. And here we've got the champion of the world. Well, here in the stadium, which will soon be generating that electric atmosphere we've come to know so well, we'll be watching the climax of the 2-day competition, not just for the title, but for the prize money, $5,000 to the winner. There are 9 events in all to be done. The first one takes place outside on the track, and in that one, the first set of points will be won and lost in about 10 or 11 seconds. So let's meet the men who've come here to challenge for the title, European Superstar. Champion Thijs Kruijsen, the Olympic hockey player defending his superstar title on home ground. Britain's Brian Jacks, the judo man who'll be relying on his strength in his bid for the title. Lynn Davis, the British past master who's proved he's still a super fit athlete. Holland's Otti Ruythoff, a double world champion from the sport of karate. Ireland's Paul Darragh, the international show jumper who won the British Derby at Hickstead. Jacques Rousseau, the Caribbean-born Frenchman, European long jump champion. Belgium's Walter Hodefroot, an Olympic Games bronze medal, just one of his many cycling successes. And Wil Hartog, 13 times Dutch road racing champion motorcyclist.
Thijs Kruijsen warming up. And there's Otti Ruythoff, who's established quite a reputation here in Holland as a troubleshooter in a bar in his spare time, and of course as world champion at karate. The little man there, Paul Darragh from show jumping, only 5'5", but a very tough little character indeed. The other man competing is Walter Hodefroot, Belgium's great cyclist, over on far right. So it's Darragh, Ruythoff, Kruijsen, Hodefroot. Paul Darragh with a bunched up, what we call a bullet start. Away they go, and Darragh got a very good start, but Ruythoff is going well. Kruijsen chasing him. Ruythoff opens up a gap, and the man from karate is going to win this one, and he's going away from the field. Ruythoff, Kruijsen, and Darragh pushes Kruijsen very close indeed. Hodefroot in 4th place, but what a good run from Paul Darragh chasing Kruijsen in that way. In fact, Ruythoff's time 11.8. He gets the 10 points. Thijs Kruijsen 7. Paul Darragh 4, and then Walter Hodefroot 2.
Otti, well done on those 10 points. Did you expect to win the 100 meters?
Yes, I didn't know how the other guys were, how good they were, but when I was making my warming up, I just looked and say, no, this has to be my 100 meters.
But 10 points is not a bad start to the day.
No, it's not a bad start for the day.
We'll be seeing some more of you, I'm sure. Well done.
Okay, thank you.
So on to event 2 of the 9 we'll be watching, and it's canoeing out on the Zuider Park here, where I'm afraid it's raining. So they're lined up, and it's Hartog, Davis, Jacks, and Hodefroot over on the right. First heat. And away they go, and who gets the start? Jacks in lane 3 from the left-hand side of your screen, and Jacks has got the good start in the blue-topped canoe. Jacks going away very well indeed. Hodefroot over on the far side, dropped a little, and look at that powerful, long, economic stroke of Brian Jacks. He's learned a bit from this. Davis at the moment just about in 2nd place, but he's had a bad start. Really needs to get going a little. But Jacks looking very confident indeed, leading well out in the lead, and Davis has come up a little. Davis now just on the left of your picture. Jacks looks like he's going to win this, but what about Davis? He's got to pull up a bit.
Come on, Davis, move yourself!
Oh, and Jacks even finds time to shout around to Davis and say, come on, move yourself. Jacks wins it. What about Davis? He's coming up into 2nd place with that bit of encouragement. And it's going to be Hartog in third and Hodefroot fourth. Remember, it's winners and the three fastest losers who make the final. Jacks is certainly into the final, and Davis could well make it on the clock. Well, the heat was fast. Jacks, in fact, only half a second outside the all-time record of the former Superstar champion Kjell Isaksson, and I think Davis will certainly make the final. Jacks improves all the time. Third in the British heat, second in the final, now won this heat. Just watch the second heat, and that was won by Thijs Kruijsen. So Kruijsen and the two British competitors go into the final, but Paul Darragh of Ireland doesn't make it, beaten on the clock. And the Jacks entourage, the family, all here. Phil Hartog is in the final as well. He's the fifth qualifier. He'll be in the lane furthest from the camera. Davis is nearest us. Jacks is in three, and there's the gun, and they're away, and is Jacks going to get the start? It's Jacks, Kruijsen, Ruythoff, Hartog and Davis in this canoe final, and Jacks is up there with Ruythoff on the far side, and Davis has got another bad start. Disastrous start for Lynn Davis. Jacks forging ahead, and just coming into the picture is Thijs Kruijsen, the champion. And it's going to be Jacks and Kruijsen making the lead in this canoe final. Ruythoff has dropped a little. Davis is well back. He's had another disaster, and Jacks is up at the moment in that blue top canoe, the white vest, out in the lead. Kruijsen right up with him, nothing much between it at all. But Jacks still has it by about half a canoe. The rain pouring down, and it's going to be Brian Jacks, and Jacks has it from Thijs Kruijsen. Ruythoff is in third place. Davis, that's another bad start, a disaster for him, and Hartog's going to come up. But Davis coming out very quickly indeed on the line, and he might just have stolen fourth place from Hartog. But an important win, a good win for Brian Jacks in his first event. 10 good points for Jacks. Not just a win, but he's pushed Thijs Kruijsen back in the second place, and in fact Davis was fifth and just gets a point.
Well, two Dutchmen in the lead, both having taken part in two events, with Brian Jacks in third place from only one event.
And thankfully we move out of the rain inside with the Dutch television cameras to the next event, which is the archery. Top score at the moment, 27 from Hodefroot. And Ruythoff here already off the mark with a bull. Second shot.
7, 7.
Seems to be having a little bit of a problem with that right arm. Maybe a touch of cramp. 17 in 2 shots so far. Oh, he's got another one.
10, 10.
Really thwacks him in, and that right arm is causing him trouble. Wonder if he's pulled a muscle from the canoeing. Remember, he had to canoe in a heat and a final. Came third in that canoe.
7, 7.
2 10s, 2 7s. Last shot. Another 10, is it?
10. The last one was 9.
No, a 9, but very good shooting indeed.
Total score 43.
Excellent score. A lot more than many others. Paul Darragh got only 18, but that was 4 more than Kruijsen. Davis yet to shoot, so Ruythoff leads with 43. Hodefroot with 27. Russo scored at 26. And the next will be Vil Hartog. Just 2 bulls, or golds as they're called in archery, of course, from this 15-meter distance so far, both by Ruythoff. Hartog, who won the crossbow event in the 77 European Superstars heat, where he had 4 golds and a 9. Oh, not with that.
6, 6.
Doesn't think too much of that. Better.
9, 9.
Interesting there how his right elbow comes up very high. It should be in a direct line with the arrow.
8,
Still does pretty well, though.
8.
That's 23 in 3. That's already better than Kreuzer, Dara and Brian Jacks. Just watch that elbow. That's right at the moment, but then as he pulls back, up goes the elbow.
7, 7.
Well, that's 30, and he must be at least third. Lynn Davis still to shoot. There's been a little controversy over this archery. They were arguing about the type of bows to be used. Brian Jacks and Hartog got quite heated about it, actually, at one stage. Jacks, who bought his own bow before he came out here and got special coaching, but he's failed in this. Hartog's last shot. Oh, and that's a bad one. He pulled at that. Snatched
3,
a little.
3.
So 33 is total.
Total score 33.
Roithoff still the leader with 43. Jacks could in fact still get a point out of this, but it rests on Lynn Davis's performance. Davis, second in the British Superstars final at Crossbow. Beautiful shot of concentration. Oh!
5,
Now he really seemed to shoot much too quickly.
4.
Oh, corrected to a 4, in fact. He brought the string back, didn't even bring it back to the kissing point to the lips. Almost did a cowboy shooting. He does it again.
6,
He's paying for this.
6.
4 and a 6. He really needs to take a little more time, line it up a little more. 15 meters away, that target.
10,
Well, you shouldn't criticize style if you get a gold like that. Only the second man to score a gold. Roithoff, remember, got 2 of them. The leader on 43. Davis now has got 20 in 3 shots. Hartog currently in second place. Davis needs 14 in his next 2 shots to go ahead of Hartog. And that's 7.
7.
And one more like that. One more like that will do. Put him second for some real bonus points, I think. He can't beat Roithoff. He can beat Hartog and go second. 7 he needs, or better. He's got it.
8, 8.
So Davis from nowhere with some odd shooting gets a score of 35.
Total score 35.
And that'll put him into second place. An unexpected bonus, perhaps, for the Welshman, who gets 7 points. Jacks will be very disappointed indeed about his failure. But Roithoff now looking a very strong contender indeed. And he's got a 10-point lead over Kreuzer. Holland 1 and 2, Great Britain 3 and 4. But both the Dutchmen have done all 3 events so far. The British pair only 2. And the Dutchmen with Jacks are in the next event as well. That takes us into the pool where we join Ron Pickering.
No Lynn Davis here, but we've got a straight final. 5 competitors: Herdefruit, Roithoff, Jacks, Rousseau and Kreuzer. Here's Thies Kreuzer on the right, who's got very good points from swimming in the past. Jacques Rousseau next to him, world-class long jumper, 27-footer, has been in world-class for some years. Then Brian Jacks, right in the middle, chunky, and away they go. This side, Thies Kreuzer, Rousseau, Jacks, Roithoff and Herdefruit on the far side, and Kreuzer going well. Jacks chasing him at the moment. Then Rousseau, it's very close at the moment. Kreuzer just about got him in his sight. Jacks pulling away from Rousseau in the middle, and it's Jacks and Kreuzer. Kreuzer, the Dutchman, from Brian Jacks. Brian Jacks wants the points desperately. He's being cheered on. Those early morning training sessions in Crystal Palace, have they paid off, or was it Kreuzer? It was so close on the line. Jacks thinks he's got it, but Kreuzer thinks he's got it, and I think it was Thies Kreuzer. It was a tremendously close finish. Rousseau was third. Kreuzer thinks yes, but Jacks and his entourage thinks that he's got it. Now, 5 or 6 yards out, absolutely nothing in it. But who touches first? It's Kreuzer. Without a doubt, the left hand just the longer reach, and Kreuzer gets the 10 points. 10 points for Thies Kreuzer. They could not have been closer. 7 points for Brian Jacks, and then Jacques Rousseau gets the 4.
And that puts Kreuzer only 2 points behind Reuthoff. Jackson Davis still third and fourth. So the crowd's settling down and now watching the first of the indoor events. That's the football. 5 penalties from the spot. Well underway. Hodefroot has already scored 1. Thies Kreuzer, there beside him, has got 4 out of 5, and so has Phil Hartog. Brian Jacks yet to play. Davis, who won it in Great Britain, very disappointed, didn't score at all. Dara's got 2, Jack Russo 1. Reuthoff's not in this, so there's just 1 left to go. Against Rizak Maskovic, the Yugoslavian goalkeeper, Brian Jacks. 5 to win, 4 for a shoot-off. That's 1. All the pressure on him now. Just like it was on Gareth Edwards in that World Superstars final in this very same event. Needs all 5 to win this outright. Kreuzer has 4, Hartog has 4. Oh, and he's blasted it over the top, and disgust all over his face. Now, he needs all the rest to get into a shoot-off, a play-off against Kreuzer and Hartog. In. 2 out of 3.
En de tweede in eerste instantie is nog wel eens gelukt, maar toch in de dak.
2 to go. Needs them both. Disaster for Lynn Davis in this. He won the football in Great Britain, didn't score a goal here. And it's saved. It's saved. So there won't be a shoot-off with Jacks involved in it. But he needs this one to go third and score 4 points. Kreuzer and Hartog will play for the Football Championship. And it's in. So it's Jacks, third and 4 points. And a shoot-off to come with Kreuzer and Hartog against this Yugoslavian goalkeeper, Rizak Maskovic. Mike Campbell-Lamerton, the Oval referee, and Kees de Bruin of FIFA, the referee, confer. And they toss to see who goes first, and it will be Kreuzer. Sudden death, kick-off. They shoot alternately. This for the 10 points in the football event. And I suppose from a British point of view, we'd rather Hartog won it than Kreuzer. Oh, and he placed it and placed it badly. Now then, if Phil Hartog, the motorcyclist, scores, he's won the football and Kreuzer will be second.
En dan nu de poging van William Hartog.
Oh, and he's done as Jacks did with one of his over the top. So it's Kreuzer again with his next attempt. One attempt each, neither of them have yet scored. That'll do. And now Hartog has to score to stay in. If he misses this, Kreuzer has won the football. I'm sure Jacks will be saying, go on son, score it. Ah, but the goalkeeper saves it. So Hartog is second. Jacks congratulates Kreuzer, the winner. Jacks gets those 4 points for third place, and look at Davis, very dejected indeed, absolutely nothing for him. That's Kreuzer's second win in a row, he won the swimming as well. Jacks has twice been second to him, but he's now third, and Paul Dara there picks up a couple of points. So with 4 events left, Kreuzer has the lead back. Jacks is still third, but remember, his best events are still to come.
Marvellous atmosphere building up in the Ahoy complex. Brian Jacks, I think disappointed that he's not able to show this great crowd his dipping power on parallel bars. He missed out on that, but drawn in this first heat against Otti Reuthoff. So the 2 men from the world of martial arts drawn together, and they could be the 2 strong men of the competition. Over the 2 boxes. And Reuthoff is quick, now bouncing 2 feet together. onto the parallel bars. There's the arm strength of Jacks, brings him back into contention. Drop the weights on the stage, over the high jump bar, clean. Now, arms only, will it be? Yes. Jacks pulling power, has beaten Roitov. Roitov waiting to collect with his feet. He shouldn't have waited. On goes Jacks. Now the bench. It slows them down. They have to turn 360 degrees. Good control. 2 hurdles to the finish. A good win for Brian Jacks. His time, 31.65, and that's fast. Otti Roitov's time, 34.68, but Brian Jacks, the supreme master in the gymnasium, which is what he wanted, particularly against Roitov, who could be still in contention for this title. There's Bill Hartog, who beat Water Godefroot. His time, 37.84, not nearly as fast as Roitov. The next heat brings Lynn Davis at 6 feet tall versus little Paul Darragh at 5 feet 5. Former physical education teacher versus a former gymnast. And Darragh flies over the box and over the horse, then on to the benches. Lynn Davis in the lead at the moment, but he's been called back. The judges called him back, and it's a problem on the bench. Now, that's an absolute disaster, and with that could go all hopes of the Superstars title, because there's no way he'll catch Paul Darragh now. Darragh fairly flew up the ropes, and he looked so good in practice on this event that he could get some points out of it. No problem on the balance beam. Lynn Davis really struggling now. Darragh home and dry. And for Lynn, a lonely trail into the finish. And what's more, he can't get that right either. Oh, groan. This, a complete disaster. He's left his 360-degree turn until the end, over the hurdles, but all hope's gone now.
Paul, you are quick like quicksilver. What's the secret of that?
I'm tired as well, I can tell you. I don't know what's the secret. There's no secret.
You're very good at climbing.
Well, I think I've far less weight to pull up there than anybody else.
Paul Darragh having a word with our Dutch colleagues. Lynn Davis had a protest. He's had a word with the judges. Not about the fact that he's been called back, but the fact that he was called back so late. It left him no chance to make up. They're talking to the judge, George Gelder. I think he's happy, but he may have been given the opportunity of another run. Referee Mike Campbell-Lamerton checking that out, and indeed Lynn Davis has been given another run, and he'll run against Jacques Rousseau. Here they are. Rousseau had a bye and would have been going on his own. Now the two former European long jump champions are drawn together, and Rousseau can fly, and Lynn's in trouble again. No doubt about taking off behind the white taped mark that time, trying to catch up. But Rousseau, the Frenchman, going well. Look at that, for 2 foot takeoff over that high jump bar. Rousseau using legs and arms. Lynn Davis, arms only. Bit of a stumble, time going away all the time. Rousseau having a good run. And in he goes, and beats Lynn Davis fair and square. Now, what about the balance beam this time? Chooses the middle to do it. Oh, he cannot get it right. And he'll groan whenever he sees this. Balance, a key factor in long jumping. And of course, he's a former gymnast himself, so this will be agony. Home at last, and he'll go away and hide. Final of the obstacle course. Rousseau's made it against Brian Jacks. That was a good win for Rousseau, beating Otti Roitov's time. Now Brian Jacks looking for points, and even a false start.
En daar zijn ze nou weg.
There they go.
Jack Rousseau en Brian.
Oh, half a yard in it. Rousseau's caught up. Now the arms of Brian Jacks fairly hurtles him along the parallel bars. No trouble with those weights. Over the high jump bar. Arms again. Rousseau very quick indeed. Clawed himself up. Now, oh, and Brian Jacks in trouble. really, Rousseau goes well through to the finish. 10 points for him, and Brian Jacks slowly into the finish. Oh, and indeed, that was an unnecessarily petulant finish from Brian Jacks. He collects the 7 points, but one would have hoped, with a smile on his face, a good win for Rousseau. Thank heavens he's congratulated on that. There's the 10 points for Jack Rousseau, a surprise winner. Brian Jacks gets 7, Otti Reutoff gets 4, none for Lynn Davis.
But Jack still can't get away from that third spot. He's got a maximum 20 points left, the same as Kreuzer and Reutoff. Davis, 3 events still to do, can score 30.
And the now famous orange of Brian Jacks. It will be some time before he joins the competition. It's on a rising bar, of course. And that means that Paul Darragh has to come back. 70 kilograms, no previous experience. 70 kilos, 154 pounds. Not bad for a lad weighing 9 stone 4. Will he lock out? Well, down. Oh, he's got a down now. Will the judges give him that? If they do, it will be generous, but it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Lynn Davis smiling, Thies Kreuzer checking over the technique of this. And now up goes the bar, 72.5 kilograms, approximately 1.5 hundredweights. Real test of confidence now. Will he get... No. Out he goes, but they'll remember him in the Ahoy complex. They've taken him very much to their hearts, and he's lifted well. Now, Bill Hartog out of the competition, lifted 57.5 and well out of it. Now the big men in with the bar at 90 kilograms. Thies Kreuzer lifting the equivalent of a 14-stone man and lifting it well. And Jacques Rousseau, he lifted 80 kilograms for a score of minus 1.5. And this is interesting. Brian Jacks coming in at 85 kilograms, now 90 kilograms, much lower than when he entered the British competition when he came in at 100 kilograms. So a little bit of pressure one feels on Brian Jacks. I think he feels the opposition must be coming from Lynn Davis. Not much doubt about that, though. 90 kilograms. If it is Lynn Davis that he fears, it's understandable, because Lynn only weighs 77.7 kilograms. That's 12 stone 2. He's about 6 pounds heavier than when he won his gold medal in the Tokyo Olympic Games in 1964. He made 80 and 85 look very easy. Good clean. And a confident jerk. There's the leg still, the arm straight. So he looks in good form. 95 kilograms. Thies Kreuzer. He really has a battle against Paul Darragh. Don't think being heavier than Lynn Davis or Brian Jacks that he can outlift them, but he's really looking for a third place. Gets that one. That makes certain of third place. And Lynn Davis up to the rostrum again. Incidentally, at his prime, I think that's incidentally Thies Kreuzer withdrawing from the competition, having made certain of third. I was just saying that at his prime, Lynn Davis clean and jerked 120 kilograms, 264 pounds, which would have made a phenomenal differential of plus 47 kilograms, well ahead of Shale Isaacson. Trying to recapture some of that form. And looking very crisp indeed. Brian Jacks. Confirmation that Thies Kreuzer has retired. It's between the two British competitors now. 6 kilograms heavier than Lynn Davis is Brian Jacks, and that gives him a problem because he must handle plus 7.5 more on the bar, since the bar only goes up by 2.5 kilograms at a time. 100 kilograms, that magic watershed, generally regarded as the weight that makes the difference between weight trainers and weightlifters. 222 pounds. More than Lynn has lifted in Superstars. Good clean. And a very confident jerk. And he's recovering some of his composure after his disaster of the obstacle course. It's clear that Brian Jacks knows he's got to beat Lynn by 7.5 kilograms. And the entourage, the Jacks family, know it too. He's going to sit out while Lynn pushes up his personal total and leaves it all up to Brian Jacks on one lift at the very end. The referees made it clear to both men exactly what they have to do. And Lynn Davis now at 105 kilograms. He's made 102.5, which is astonishing. That means that Brian Jacks has to go for lifetime bests. Good clean. And he's up there. Down! Still going strong. And that must have put this competition out of Brian Jacks' reach. That's magnificent lifting from the Welshman. Brian shakes his head. What a competition this has been. 107.5 kilograms. Only Isaacson has ever lifted more over body weight in Superstars. £236.5. And he really has to dip into his memory now. Oh, he's lost it. And I think his feet slipped from under him. He really went for it, but he withdraws from the competition. He's got plus 27.3. Only Super Swede Kjell Isaacson has bettered that. And on goes the weight for Brian Jacks. And he saw Lynn Davis slip there, and he's making absolutely sure that it's a safe lifting platform. 112.5 kilos on the bar, 247.5 pounds. He's never lifted it in his life. It would give him a score of plus 29.5. He's a tough competitor indeed, and he's going to need all his nerve now. And it's Lynn's turn to sit and watch. Oh, good clean. Oh, but he can't make it. But a magnificent competition closes with the two British superstars holding that stage. It brought the very best out of both men. But victory this time to Lynn Davis. 10 good points from a great competition. 7 for Brian Jacks. Thies Kruijsen gets the 4.
Well, Lynn, you're getting many congratulations, and certainly from us as well. Tremendous performance for me. You must be very pleased.
I didn't expect it, David, and especially coming out of the obstacle course where I was really low. I knew Brian was going to push me because he beat me in the British Superstars, and I knew I had to get close to 105 or thereabouts because of his body weight advantage. But I didn't think I'd get 105. I thought 100 would be my maximum, and it's all the more pleasing when you do something you don't expect it, you know.
You just had a little slip, really. You never even got it up.
I thought at the end I just managed to get under. My foot went from underneath me, but I think it was too heavy anyway. 5 kilo when you're reaching that sort of ceiling is quite a significant increase, and I didn't deserve to get it up really, the last one.
It was enough to win.
Yeah, I was really pleased.
What's the most you've ever lifted?
My best when I was competing was 120 kilo, and that was a lighter body weight. So I've always retained the technique of lifting, and there's a lot to it. If you saw Paul lifting there, he didn't know how to use his legs, Paul Dara. But I mean, he's got tremendous potential if he did a little bit of training for it. But he was great. He really, and the atmosphere itself was good too. Tremendous, yeah.
Well, after 7 events, there's just the chance that the Dutch stranglehold could be broken. Thies Kruijser still leads with 38 points. Brian Jacks now has 35. Otti Reuthoff on 30.
And now the event which takes place on what the competitors here have already called the Wall of Death. This frighteningly steeped, banked wooden track of the Ahoy. You can't even crawl up it, and the crowd are perched just above them, up there. And it was on this track, of course, that in the last European Superstars, Keith Fielding won the event, a tremendous ride. The crowd here, they know they're cycling, they love it. And if any of the riders have got the ability or the courage to climb high up on the banking to get the speed, they are going to get a tremendous roar, I can tell you. And the two British riders, Lynn Davis and Brian Jacks, are under no illusions at all about it.
And we came here this morning with the competitors to have a practice. I took one look at it and I couldn't believe the banking on the track. The other competitors got together and there was sort of fear amongst us. It was quite incredible.
It's absolutely terrifying. It's worse than Mount Everest, I think. And the worst thing is I hate heights, you know. Can't stand heights.
We're all frightened to death.
So 6 to race. Jacks, incidentally, has already been having treatment on a damaged knee. The doctor here wanted to give him an injection, but the expression on Jacks's face supplied the answer. The draw has been made, and the first man to ride will be the little Irish show jumper, Paul Dara. There he is on the line. A rolling start. 1 lap to gain the speed, and then across the line and straight 1 lap for the time. The important thing is to have the courage to go up high on this trial lap, and Dara is going high and the crowd love it. He'll sweep down across the line and then the clock will start ticking away. Here comes Dara. He's away. And listen to this crowd. Coming into it on there, 15.32, and that's good, and that is fast. Less than 2 seconds outside Keith Fielding's all-time record here last year, and they loved it.
Paul, you aren't afraid. You were very high on the track.
I'm used to riding, I suppose, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Not riding bicycles, but riding horses.
But it must give quite a different sensation sitting on a bicycle than sitting on a horse.
Oh, it does. Completely different.
How do you...
The wall is great fun.
How do you feel?
Oh, fantastic.
You realize a good time, you think?
No, I don't think so, because I didn't stay low enough when I got my speed up. And a little bit
trembling.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you. Thank you.
Paul Dara getting the attentions of our Dutch colleagues. There's Jacques Rousseau. He's done a 20.46. Didn't really attack it at all, but the name of the man on the scoreboard will, Brian Jacks. The man who says he hates heights, but he'll go for this. Training on the banked track in Harlow, an outdoor concrete track. And you heard what he felt about riding this track here. And he's going high as well. Oh, and he's gone very high. In fact, he touched the boarding around the outside. Here he comes, sweeping in. 15.32 by Paul Dara to beat at the moment. And he's going well, keeping very low. Fantastic Brian Jacks indeed, because look at it. 13.56, and that is the fastest, and it's beaten Keith Fielding's record here from last year. The family love it. Brian, the crowd rose to that.
Yeah, really, it was great, terrific. I was very worried, David, on the bank. I touched the very top with the left-hand pedal. But I'd like to thank all the people back at home at the Harlow Centre for helping me.
The bank track there.
Oh, yeah.
But you said you were afraid of heights.
Yeah, but the bank track there is about half as tall as this. It's really bad, honestly.
And what's more, your time, 13.56, well, you've beaten Keith Fielding's record.
I need that 10 points badly, Dave, really.
Well, tremendous ride.
Thanks very much, Tom.
So Jacks leads the cycling, 13.56. Next to ride, Otti Ruythoff. Been a very impressive competitor indeed throughout this European Superstar final. A lot of strength, a lot of power. The Dutchman attacking the English leader. And that clock isn't zeroed, it says 0.01, so we deduct that from his time. And away he goes. 13.56, the target. And Ruythoff looks quick, I must say. Is he quick enough? He's not. He's not going to be quick enough. And 14.86, so it's 14.85. And he goes second behind Jacks, but ahead of Paul Darragh. That Jacks record time still stands. Hush coming over the stadium now as we wait for Lynn Davis. Improved in his cycling throughout the British Superstars, the past Masters, and then the British final. Still that 0.01 on the clock, so to take 0.01 of his time, and away goes Davis now. Jacks leading, Ruythoff in second place. And he looks quick. And here he comes to the line there, and it's 14.15 will be his time, 14.15, and that's second place ahead of Ruythoff. Great Britain 1 and 2 in Holland Sport.
Well,
now you're smiling.
Yeah, as I said, the atmosphere is tremendous. Really picks you up. I tried to give it a gun coming off the bank, and Brian, tremendous time. Eh?
You're second fastest at the moment.
Yeah, I was pleased with that.
Tremendous time, well done.
Thanks a lot, David. Yeah.
The laughs back on Lynn Davis's face. The last man to ride is the motorcyclist, Will Hartog. He made the finals in this event on a cinder track 2 years ago in European Superstar Heat in France. The last rider. Jacks leads, Davis is second, only Hartog can take it away, and he's off. 13.85 Jacks, 14.15 Davis. And Hartog stayed low on the track. And is he paid for it? As he crossed the line there, and he hasn't made it. 14.59. Jacks is one, Davis is second.
Well done, great.
Well, two very happy Englishmen. I thought a Welshman as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, it was a great performance.
Tremendous.
We said the one who went the highest was going to do it, and Brian, I thought, was going to go into the crowd at the top there. You went right up to the...
bit frightened at first.
I mean, it's marvellous, I think, for the two British competitors to come here in what is Holland's great sport and win it.
And we haven't got any of these tracks in England, only one track, I think, or two maybe.
Well, 10 points Brian Jacks, 7 points Lynn Davis.
Yeah, tremendous. Great
Right
performance.
on top.
Yeah, great.
And Field and Greco-Gauff. Well
That's
done.
it, wow, there we are.
So it's the second win of the tournament for Brian Jacks. He won the canoeing as well. Kreuzer, remember, said this event was too dangerous for him. Davis is second, and that will mean a big difference on the overall scoreboard.
The difference is that Brian Jacks in Great Britain leads for the first time. 45 points, but he's finished his events. Thies Kreuzer in second, but with the steeplechase to go, so too is Otti Ruythoff and Lynn Davis.
And all those figures mean exactly this. If Thies Kreuzer now wins the last event, the steeplechase, he has retained his European Superstar title. He's beaten Brian Jacks. If Kreuzer is second, then he's tied with Brian Jacks. You can't split them all the way down the line. They're equal. But if Kreuzer is third, Brian Jacks is the new superstar of Europe. The steeplechase, and here's Ron Pickering.
Tremendous atmosphere inside the Ahoy complex. All the spectators, eagle eye on this, including Brian Jacks, as the key operatives like Lynn Davis, Otti Ruythoff and Thies Kreuzer line up for the start of just over 3 laps. And of course, for Brian Jacks, it means that Lynn has to win. He's capable of winning this event. He can't win it for himself. He can win it for Brian Jacks. But in order to win outright, it means that Otti Ruythoff has got to do his job and get ahead of Thies Kreuzer. Kreuzer, experienced and knowledgeable on these boards. And there's Brian Jacks watching every move. Lynn, if he's got the energy, will move away and make absolutely certain and leave it as a battle for second place. cool and calm. He knows that his own chances vanished in the soccer, vanished on the obstacle course, but Brian Jacks has battled all the way through and can only sit out and watch. Herdefruit has dropped back as we thought that he might. Along with Will Hartog, the three key men all together at the moment. Davis, Kreuzer and Reutoff. The water jump for the second time, both feet in the water, but then suddenly Lynn Davis accelerates away and there's a break. And Kreuzer gets away from Reutoff, but Reutoff looks as though he's trying to close the gap again. Now, will he go for second place? Remember, the Dutch have a vested interest in coming second. Lynn Davis well away from them now. Over that hurdle. Kreuzer. Oh, and Kreuzer's in trouble, and he's limping badly. Now, this is what will matter, whether Reutoff will overtake Kreuzer. The last water jump for Lynn Davis, it really is about these two. Reutoff has the better water jump. It's about second place. Davis is home and dry. Kreuzer gets ahead. Reutoff comes back, but Kreuzer gets there, and Jacks is begging him to go for the line. But Kreuzer makes it and shares first place. And Jacks is joint European champion.
Brian, that was agonising. You had to sit and watch.
I'm a bit nervous at the moment. I'd like to congratulate Tees if I may.
It's a tie.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I think he should go all the way along the line, huh?
But I'm an equal European superstar.
Yeah.
Can't be a bad feeling for
Well,
you.
at least I'm happy about getting this far, you know.
I mean, you've tied with a man who was here to defend his title.
Yeah, he did very well. He's a terrific athlete.
Terrific. You'd love to have run in this, I think. Would you take him on?
Not really, no. I don't like this running lot.
Anyway,
It's too much for me.
Tremendous performance from
Thank you very much, David.
Come here to Europe and take him on like that.
Tough, thank you. I must go and congratulate. Hey, champ!
Tees, you're in a little bit of trouble there.
One round before the end, I pulled a muscle in my bone.
And you knew more than anybody what you
I
had
thought
to do.
I won't give up.
Brian Jacks, I think, might have liked you to have given up because that second place means that you tie with him for Superstar.
Of course, but I didn't give up.
Tremendous performance, I think, for you to come here for the second year and pull out not an outright title, but to hold it in a time with Brian Jacks. You must be very pleased with that.
Yeah, very much.
And can you go on now if you have the chance and to say world superstars?
Yeah, that's a thing I would like to do very much, because last year, during the world final, I wasn't that fit. I had an injury in the same leg as well.
Right.
And I only started training 3 weeks before the Bahamas. So I hope very much that I will be invited for this year to do better.
Who's going to have the silver solver for the first 6 months, you or Brian Jacks?
We'll change after 3 months, not after half a year.
Well done, tremendous to see you again, marvellous performance.
Thanks very much.
So the official result after 2 days and 9 events. Brian Jacks of England with Tees Kreuzer, the defending champion from Holland. Britain's best ever performance in European Superstars. And Lynn Davis is just a point away from being third. European Superstars and the silver solver that Kreuzer has just said that he will share with Jacks for 3 months and then they'll change. The trophies and of course the inevitable champagne and the final ceremony of European final of the Superstars. Lynn Davis there in 4th place, who won the weights in the steeplechase. Little Paul Dara, who scored in all but 2 of his events and rode so dramatically in the cycling. Rousseau, the winner of the obstacle course. And the prize is to be presented by Oude Kok, the Dutch Olympic swimming champion. Just waiting now for the top 3 to come into this stadium. Reutoff, Jacks and Kreuzer. Paul Dara really enjoyed this and the crowd have enjoyed seeing him here. The cyclist again finding it a little difficult. And in comes the 3rd place man, Otti Reutoff from Holland, winner of the 100 metres, the archery, and failing to make 2nd place in the steeplechase, which gave Kreuzer, his fellow countryman, the points he needed to tie the championship with Jacks. So it's Britain and Holland who share the Superstar Championship of Europe.
Brian Jacks en onze Tees Kreuzer.
The joint champions, and no prouder family tonight in the Ahoy than the Jacks family. Absolutely delighted with their boy, as they should be. Onto the rostrum. And Jack says no. Go on, champ, you go first.
Superstars 1978, Ties Kruijsen en Brian Jacks, allebei met 45.
They couldn't be split. 45 points each. Each had 2 first, each had 3 seconds, and each had 1 third place. So Croy's having more trouble with the champagne than he did with the events. Their target now is the World Superstars final in the Bahamas, and we, of course, will be there with them. And Lynn Davis will go there as well as the champion Passmaster. The stadium where David Henry failed, Keith Fielding just failed, and now Jacks has shared the title. And with Lynn Davis ending up in 4th place, it's the most successful night ever for Great Britain in the history of the Superstars.